everyone. Now we are going to discuss about the 41st session of export management, that is international distribution system or channel. So in the last class, in the last session, we have discussed about the indirect exporting, its merits and demerits. Now the learning objective will be to know the alternative channels of distribution and the kinds of channel used in the international market, and what are the factors which affects the channel selection. And outcome will be students will have an idea about selection of channels of distribution based on product features, market size, customer habits, etc. So if you talk about the introductory part, international marketing involves coordinating the firm's marketing activities in more than one nation. So these strategies is effectively realized by selecting the suitable international marketing channel. So selection of channel that depends upon the manufacturer whether to go for direct exporting or indirect exporting. Now what is this distribution channel? Distribution channel is nothing but it is any sequence of institution from the producer to the consumer, including no one or number of middlemen. So that is channels of distribution. So it is an institution by which the products are supplied from one nation to another nation, and this supply can be done either directly without the help of intermediaries or with the help of intermediaries, and that mode is considered as channels of distribution. Now there is alternative locations for production base. There are three alternative base. One is production base situated in home country. You produce in home country, then you export it overseas, or production base situated in overseas market. So your plant location or the production plant is there in foreign country, and you serve the customers in abroad there itself. And the next thing is that your production plant may be based in a free area, okay, not in home country. So it is a totally different area where what do? You supply goods to home country as well as to the overseas market. Now there are two methods of export marketing. One is direct exporting, another one is indirect exporting. This we have discussed earlier. Direct exporting is nothing but supplying the goods without the help of the intermediaries. Manufacturer directly supply the goods, and indirect exporting with the help of the intermediaries. Now there are two alternative channels for indirect exporting. So indirect exporting can be in the form of international marketing middlemen or in the form of cooperative organization. Now this international marketing middlemen can be in the form of export merchant, trading houses, trading companies, export drop shippers, agents. Now what is this export drop shippers? Earlier three, merchant, trading houses and trading companies, we'll discuss in the next session. Export drop shipper is nothing but, he is also known as desk jobber or cable merchant. Once he receives order from the customer in foreign country, what he does is that he places that order with the manufacturer, same order with the manufacturer, and asks him to deliver the product directly to the foreign buyer. Now for example, A is a drop shipper who is there in UK. He receives an order from Mr. X, customer from UK. Once he receives the order, he places an order to the manufacturer who is there in India. Let us take Y. So A gets the order from X, and the same order will be given to Y who is there in India. Now what Y does is that he manufactures as per the order, and he directly supply that goods to Mr. X and not to that drop shipper. And cooperative organization can be piggyback marketing and exporting combinations. Now by selecting the channels, you have to think about certain factors, because your channel selection depends on various factors. Maybe the product feature may be in the form of, like, if the products are perishable, then you have to think about direct method of supplying the goods. If it is costly, then you have to think about direct method of supplying the goods, etc., etc. Then the market and consumer characteristics. If your market size, its location, consumer buying habits also influences selection. Then middleman characteristics. If the middleman margin is too much, then better go for direct this thing. If it is optimum, then you can go for indirect method of exporting. Then the company characteristics and objectives. It may be in relation to company size, financial strength, product mix, etc. Competitors' characteristics. Sometimes what happens is that being a supplier of goods to the other people who are there in the foreign country, there are other competitors also. So what most of the business organization will do is that they'll copy the supply channel of the competitors too. Then the environmental characteristics, maybe economic situation, physical environment, socio-cultural factors, etc., etc. So, in conclusion, all forms of organizations are involved in selling and administering. So, you have to make a proper decision whether to go for direct method or indirect method, or which channels of distribution I should adopt to supply the goods to the foreign country. Supply the goods to the foreign country. So that is about your channels of distribution. Thank you.